Kinda.
All right, so I got a story to tell. We had a new customer who was on the be-back bus. I never expected this guy to come back. We don't know him. He just showed up and says, hey, my car's got issues. Can you check it out? Paid the diagnostic fee. And it was a basket case. It needed tons of work. Like, tons of work.
I think it was Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Tuesday. Tons of work. Two-month-old estimate. Calls Rachel Monday and says, hey, I'll be in Tuesday, get the parts together. And it was a huge job. I think it was like almost $4,000 job. And that's not a lot today. Like, if you think about it, tires, brakes, and a heavy repair get you close to $4,000 today.
Yeah. And
So-
it depends. I mean, if you're getting cheap.
Yeah, if you're going to the
Cheap.
the hood mechanic like
well,
yesterday.
The cheapest of the cheap tires are
Yeah.
going to be around $500.
Yeah.
Installed.
So we had a customer who's a regular customer, and I was actually pissed yesterday about it. That he had to go into the hood to get it done. Slammed lower truck, on drop spindles, springs were cut or glowing springs, shackles and drop blocks in the back. I was like, all right, well, he said, I want it to be regular ride height, normal ride height. Springs, knuckles, alignment, front shocks, good shocks, not garbage, rear shocks, good shocks, and OEM shackle kits in the back. Whatever it takes to get it to factory ride height. Our estimate was like $3,100. I don't care what it is. Tear the whole car apart and put new springs in, which you couldn't even find V8 springs. You couldn't even find used parts. The only thing you could find online was 6-cylinder springs. So when the truck showed up in our lot, it was like this. It was riding a backwards wheelie. What do you call that?
Rake.
It was endoing.
Had a lot of rake.
Yeah, it had a lot of rake because they put the wrong springs in the front. So that's not what we were going to do. If the ride height didn't turn out correct with 6-cylinder springs, I would have went back in there, added a couple coils from the old springs, which is no big deal. You just cut, a leaf or add 2-inch spacer or something like that to get it in there. Actually, my car, it's my car? I think my brother Chevelle, I did that too. That he ordered a wrong rate coil spring, and it was a little off, so I took his other coil over springs, cut them, welded the leaves to them, and then got him the ride height that we were looking for. And people are gonna say, oh, that's so unsafe. It's not. I've been doing it forever. It's not unsafe. But anyway, when I saw the truck, I'm like, God damn, it's hijacker in the back and low rider-ish in the front. And I'm like, son of a bitch, he went someplace else and had that job done. So then I went up front and he was talking to Rachel about some previous business on his Corvette. And I said, I want you to be aware that our estimate was for quality parts and to make your car sit normal, and you didn't pay for that. He's like, yeah, I paid $900. 4 of the cheapest shock absorbers you can buy, 6-cylinder springs in the front because the front end, well, they could have been V8 springs, but we couldn't find them. So how they found V8 springs, discontinued at the dealer, couldn't find them in the yards. There's brand new black springs in there, and 6-cylinder springs were available. And why the front end was so low on the rake is possibly because they still have the drops, definitely because they had the drop spindles in there. You're not fixing that change in the drop spindles. But to him, it was good enough for the $1,000 price. I said, don't you ever think that you got a quality job for $900 versus our job. Look at the way your truck looks. And I said this to him. Rachel just looked at me. And he's like, I know, but you told me originally like 1,000 with used parts. Yeah, if I could get used parts. And nor would I ever put the cheapest shit on anyone's truck just to do the job. But 4 shocks, coil springs, and it looked like used blocks and shackles in the back. They weren't shiny like that. And this was done within days. And maybe he found someone that had some used shit. I don't know. But your truck still wasn't done right. And I was a little pissed off about it. But you do what you got to do. Now, before that, he went to Pep Boys, and they left his radiator and wire harnesses and all. That's when the cheap guy gets to you. Now, I heard his truck squeaking and banging and rattling into the parking lot. So I'm not sure what else is going on with his truck, and I don't really care until something falls off. And then I'll have to pay the real mechanic, the prices to fix it. But what he thought he was getting when he was done with that job isn't what he was going to get from me. His truck is like this. It should be like this. So when it was lowered, it was completely leveled. It was just about scraping on the ground. They did the lowering job correctly on his truck. They did the springs, they did the drop spindles, they did the blocks and shackles.
It was low.
Yeah, it was low, but it was done right. It was level, right?
Yeah.
What he got now is a truck that, when it rains, the bed of his truck is going to fill with water. You know what I mean? And his gas tank gauge is going to be off. But that was good enough for the $900. Now I'm going to tell you, coil springs, shocks, and all that shit, and screwing with, Caleb. That's what it looked like when he asked us, can we put the truck back to stock ride height? They did the right job. And you're not doing that with just coil springs and blocks. The camber would be so negative on that car if you just cut the springs. We're so positive. That's how I know they did drop spindles, springs. They did that right. The lowering was right. He didn't want it low anymore. So for us to put it back at ride height, but now his vehicle is like this. He has ride height in the front, but, yeah. You get when you go to the cheap guy. When you come to the good guy, your shit comes out right. But price doesn't always fix your car. Just like Caleb's family member down the end of it. I don't know what the loyalty was to the other shop. Maybe, they think that they were, doing
I think more proximity than anything. They live in Voorhees.
due diligence, maybe because they're just a neighborhood shop and it's convenient, it's easy.
I think it's that.
But I want you to think about this. They changed the oil today, and a week later, the turbo blows apart, or the engine blows the crank seal out. You just changed my oil. Well, now it's $10,000. I didn't do anything wrong, right? That's what you're going to say. Mm-hmm. What they did wrong is not advising the customer of proper repairs or maintenance. That's where they went wrong. And they may not even care, Somebody said this in a thing. If we didn't have all the car failures that we see here, and we have a mix here. We have other shops screwing shit up, which a lot of people talk shit about in here, that we don't really do any work. All we do is videos. And we do work all day long here. Even when we're slow, we're doing work. We just don't show it all. I don't want customers to come in here with catastrophic failures. I don't. I would rather them come in for normal routine maintenance, and we would stay busy enough with tune-ups.
Suspension work.
Yeah, brakes, tires, suspension, tune-ups, filters, wiper blades, coolant services, GDIs, all the shit that is required to get done to fill the base with, other than saying, yep, you need a trans. Why? Because you didn't change the trans fluid. Oh, you need a differential. Why does it need a differential? Because you didn't change the fluid. Why do you need a transfer case? Because you're not doing any maintenance to it. That's why. Why do I need a GDI service? Because someone never educated you on the evolution of engines, and this car requires a special maintenance. Special, not just normal, special maintenance.
Well, it's getting to the point where now that special maintenance is starting to become normal. It's normal on new vehicles.
Yeah. Let alone, you don't even know what gasoline goes in your car. Mm-hmm. I hope you would. So I didn't even get to what I wanted to talk about. That guy, actually, he really aggravated me. And loyalty goes a long way with me. Loyalty. I get it. We're just going to be an example. The lady with the battery, someone said, you should have just went out there and jump-started her car. I've been doing that for 20 years. They don't come back and remember me. Never. And then to slap me in the face and say that you're not good enough to put a battery in my car, not even ask for a price, but ask for my services. Yeah, wasn't happy about that, but I did it. And she'll never come back. If they do come back, they'll come back, ask me for another jump start. That's a fact. And then someone said in the thing, when we did the wheel lock video, you and I the other day,
yeah,
that's a good way to get customers to come in. I've been doing this for over 20 years here and 30 plus years in the business. And I have had people come to this shop in this location, not in Northeast Philly, never in Northeast Philly, in this location, pull up and say, I can't get my wheel locks off. I want to do my own brakes. Facts. Other shops can't get the wheel locks off. Okay, because we do work for them. I'm a little courteous. Sure, I'll help you out, and I charge them, of course. And if it's something simple, I won't charge them. Then I've had customers bring their cars from their other mechanics that say their mechanics can't get the wheel locks off or the lug nuts off. Can you loosen them or get them off so I can go back and spend money with those clowns? They don't ever come back here. Never. Never. So you think that the generation of what you thought was yesteryears, in the past, that would be like that. So who's the guy with the truck that was just here? The F-150. Dale, like, yeah, you put air in their tires, they've been coming here for 20 years, they will be loyal, they will come back.
It starts with T.
They come here for everything. We got another customer's been coming here forever. He's got a heat problem, needs an oil change.
I pulled one of my cars off.
Right, but those customers, they appreciate that. They will remember you. They will continue to do that. It's a newer generation. I don't know where it fell off, but it ain't today. You can see by our videos that they don't even care. You're at a mechanic shop, you got a flat tire, like put my spare on, or jack their car up and put it on themselves. They don't ask for help. They don't want your help. They don't want to pay for your help. So yeah, I'm very selective on certain things that I will do for anybody. One, the liability. I mean, that lady could have just said, you jumped it backwards, and now her car's really screwed up, and then I got to deal with that bullshit, right? I mean, we don't know. We don't know the person. We don't know what's going on, but they're not asking for help to figure out why. They're just saying, can you just jump start my car so I can drive down the road? And somebody said that, and they would never do it. It's not worth me touching. They're using my $500 jump box to help them to not get a battery out of them, or service, or even get married to it for a shotgun wedding. So some guys in the right area, that environment is good, and that taste is friendly. And I'll tell you, here in Route 130 ain't like that. And Caleb will tell you, this is the friggin' Twilight Zone. Happy Halloween.